Ever wondered why people commit crimes? Is it a choice? Is it in their DNA? Or is it something about the world they live in? These are the questions that have haunted thinkers for centuries, and they form the very core of a fascinating field: criminology. But this wasn't always a science of data and psychology. Its history is a wild ride, full of bizarre theories, brilliant insights, and a long, slow journey toward understanding the criminal mind. Let's rewind the clock. Way back in the Middle Ages, crime was simple. You broke the law, you were evil, probably possessed by a demon. The solution? Torture, gruesome executions. You get the picture. Justice was about divine retribution, not rehabilitation. It was brutal, and frankly, not very effective. Then the Enlightenment happened in the 18th century. Thinkers like Cesare Beccaria came along and said, "Hold on, this is insane." Beccaria argued that people are rational. We weigh the pros and cons of our actions, so if the punishment is certain, swift, and just severe enough to outweigh the pleasure of the crime, people won't do it. This was the birth of the classical school of criminology. No more demons, just rational calculation. This idea revolutionized justice systems, giving us concepts like trial by jury and the idea that punishment should fit the crime, not the person. It was a huge leap forward, but then the 19th century arrived, and with it the age of science, and this is where things get weird. Enter Cesare Lombroso, an Italian doctor who became known as the father of modern criminology. Lombroso had a radical idea. He believed criminals were born, not made. He claimed they were biological throwbacks to a more primitive stage of human evolution. You could supposedly spot them by their physical features: a sloping forehead, large jaws, long arms, what he called atavistic stigmata. He'd spend hours in prisons, measuring skulls and comparing the facial features of convicted criminals to those of soldiers. It sounds ridiculous now, and it was. His science was deeply flawed and riddled with prejudice, often used to justify racism and discrimination. But despite being wrong, Lombroso's work was revolutionary in one crucial way. He was the first to suggest that we should study the individual criminal, not just the crime itself. He shifted the focus from free will to determinism, the idea that forces beyond our control might be at play. This opened the floodgates. Sociologists in the early 20th century, like the researchers at the Chicago School, started looking at the environment. They mapped out cities and found that crime wasn't random. It clustered in specific neighborhoods, usually the ones with high poverty, rapid social change, and weak social institutions. Suddenly, crime wasn't just about a bad person, it was about a bad situation. Your zip code, it turned out, could be a better predictor of your future than the shape of your skull. From there, criminology exploded into a dozen different theories. Some psychologists looked at personality traits and learning behaviors. Edwin Sutherland gave us the theory of differential association, a fancy way of saying that crime is learned. If you hang out with criminals, you're more likely to learn their techniques and, more importantly, their justifications for breaking the law. It's the ultimate "you are who you hang with" theory. Today, criminology is a complex tapestry woven from all these historical threads. We know biology can play a role, but not in the way Lombroso thought. We look at genetics, brain chemistry, and developmental psychology. We know sociology is critical. We analyze poverty, inequality, and social structures. We use psychology to understand motivation and behavior. We've moved from demons and divine punishment to data-driven analysis and a deep, empathetic quest to understand one of the most complex human behaviors. The history of criminology isn't just about criminals. It's a story about how we see ourselves, our society, and the very nature of good and evil.